this video, we are going to talk about ZKPad, which is the first IDO Launchpad on StarkNet. So firstly, what is an IDO and a Launchpad? So IDO stands for Initial Dex Offering. It is a way for projects to raise funds in a decentralized manner. It allows the community to invest in the early stages of a project. As you know, crypto projects raise funds from different investors in various stages of funding. Now, these stages could be the seed stage, the private round, the public round, and so on. Now, what is a launchpad? A launchpad is a decentralized platform which allows the projects to conduct IDOs. Some of the popular launchpads which you may have used if you have been active in the DeFi space for more than a year are Polka Starter. Now, what is ZKPad? So ZKPad is the first ever IDO launchpad in the StarkNet ecosystem. It is an upcoming project which has not yet completed the development. So first, let's understand what StarkNet is. So StarkNet is a layer 2 scaling solution developed by StarkWare. StarkWare is the name of the company. It is one of the leading ZK rollup scaling solution providers. It uses a zero knowledge proof for scaling. So zero knowledge proof is a technology which is used in blockchains primarily for privacy, but in the recent past, it has also been used for scaling. In layer 2 scaling solutions, such as the one developed by StarkWare, they make use of this technology for the purpose of scaling. StarkX is another scaling solution which is application specific, and it is also developed by StarkWare. So if you have heard of projects such as ImmutableX, DYDX, SoRare, and so on, these projects make use of StarkX, a scaling solution which is developed by StarkWare. I would highly suggest you to look into the StarkNet ecosystem because this is growing fast, it is new, and most of the projects in this ecosystem have not yet gone live. So it is an opportunity for you to be an early adopter of these projects. In this video, my goal is to highlight the most exciting features of this launchpad. Firstly, we are going to talk about the lotteries. In most launchpads, there is something called as a lottery, which is used to select the participants for the IDO. The way they do the lottery is that the participants can fill an application form, and then the IDO Launchpad conducts a lottery, and they are going to randomly choose the winners. Once the winners of the lottery are chosen, then they can do the required KYC, and then they become whitelisted and can finally participate in the IDO. Now, what happens in most of the launchpads, or pretty much all the launchpads out there, is that these lotteries are conducted off-chain, and they are conducted in not a transparent way. So what usually happens is that when users are not chosen in this lottery, they are left with some doubt in their mind because they don't know whether the lotteries were conducted fairly. There is no way for the users to know whether the lottery was conducted fairly other than just believing the IDO Launchpad. Now, ZKPad does something interesting about this. In order to solve this problem and to make the whole process of lottery more transparent, what ZKPad does is that it conducts a lottery on-chain. Now, how do you conduct a lottery on-chain? Well, to conduct a lottery, you essentially have to choose randomly a user from multiple users. So you have to use something called as a random function. So there are projects such as Chainlink, which have a function called VRF, verifiable random function, and you can use the Chainlink VRF oracle to get a random number. So this is a very interesting and innovative way for a launchpad to conduct a lottery, and which I thought was interesting, and I haven't seen any other launchpad doing that. So what happens as a result of this is the whole process of lottery becomes transparent and decentralized. It can be audited on-chain. So after the lottery results are announced, the users can go and audit the results on the blockchain. And this way there is more transparency and the users are more happy. The other interesting feature about this launchpad is called the transferable lottery tickets. So what happens in existing launchpads is that, let's say you won the lottery and then you got whitelisted, but later on you changed your mind for whatever reason that now you don't want to participate in the IDO. So your lottery ticket pretty much goes waste. You cannot do anything with the lottery ticket. However, what this ZKPad Launchpad does is it allows you to sell these lottery tickets in a secondary market. So how does it do that? Well, the lottery tickets in the ZKPad Launchpad are in the form of NFTs. They tokenize them as ERC1155 NFTs. ERC1155 is an NFT standard. And in order to claim the allocation, these NFTs will be burned. Now, let's say you changed your mind after getting whitelisted and you no longer want to participate in the IDO. So what you can do is you can sell your lottery ticket on secondary markets such as NFT marketplaces. This way, it becomes a win-win situation for the users who get whitelisted. Another interesting thing about ZKPad Launchpad is that it's more than just a launchpad. It is an incubator. So what essentially it means is that whenever a project is conducting an IDO on the ZKPad Launchpad, the ZKPad team is going to help that project in all the stages before and after the IDO. Now, what usually happens in IDO platforms is that there is a lot of hype about projects before the IDO happens. There's a lot of marketing and campaigns run by the IDO Launchpad as well as the project themselves. But after the IDO happens, most of these launchpads move on to the next project, and the previous projects are just simply forgotten. Whereas ZKPad Launchpad plans to change that, and they plan to support these projects even after the IDO. So how do they do that? So ZKPad is building a team where it will involve people who have background in marketing, who have experience with blockchain development. It could be smart contract developers or smart contract auditors. Then they are also building a team which is going to spread awareness and education about ZKPad, the Launchpad, the ZK rollup technology. The next interesting feature of ZKPad Launchpad is a DAO and governance mechanism. ZKPad Launchpad has its own token called the ZKP token, and this ZKP token is used for governance as well as to participate in the IDOs on the Launchpad. The governance mechanism allows the token holders to participate in important decision-making processes, such as the users can vote on proposals, which allows them to select which projects are chosen for the IDOs, and they can even vote on proposals related to features of the IDO platform. So all in all, this allows the community to have a stake in the project and to be involved in critical decision-making processes.